Kate B here. How can you hear me? Welcome to my channel. I'm dressed up and I got my makeup ready because I'm going on a date with my husband and I want you to get ready with me. I bought few things from Sephora. I'm gonna unpack and finish up my makeup with some stuff from Sephora I received. And I also gonna show you my purchases this week because I ran out of my moisturizers, and I'm gonna show you. They just came in the mail, so I'm excited to share them with you. So today for the live stream, it's gonna be a little unpacking because everybody seems to like unpacking. I also wanted to share with you what blouse I'm gonna wear for my date. I'm going on a date with my husband and also another couple from his work, and I'm excited to have not lunch, dinner. It's gonna be at 7 o'clock. I'm excited to have a date with my husband, and we're going to a nice place. It's a sushi pop restaurant. It's Japanese, California Japanese fusion. It's a nice place. We love to go there not often, but sometimes we go there. So look at my little blouse. I think it's like I just felt like to have open shoulders today, and I put the night makeup. As you may see, my foundation looks a little more tanned today. Today I used my night wear makeup, and my foundation today was Forever from Dior. I wear 2N, 2 neutral, and you may see it's not as light as my other foundations. It gives it a little bit tanned look. Like you may see, my hands are not as tanned. And I also put some bronzer because I'm wearing this gold necklace. My husband gave me this necklace maybe like 4 years ago, and I like how it looks with this shirt. I didn't first I wore some earrings, but I decided just to have one piece of jewelry. Hello, Ola. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. So today I'm gonna unpack and show you what I bought this week from my beauty products. You know, I took my teenager to Ulta Beauty, and I was surprised like how kids are into makeup now. When I was 14 or 13, the most I used was maybe my mom's lipstick. Sometimes I wanted to use lipstick, but we didn't have makeup when I grew up. So when I go to Ulta and see like teenagers like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, I was really surprised that the girls start using makeup so early here. But I'm catching up on the makeup train. So my first big purchase in Sephora was when I was turning like 42 or 43. So I started to go to Sephora, and I opened the credit card there. So I can buy stuff in Sephora and pay my credit card every month, because when you use Sephora credit card, they give you points, and the more points you have, the more discounts you get. So you get a little coupon here and there for $5 off or $10 off. So I like to shop at Sephora. So for the past few years, I've been shopping to Sephora, and I started to see what makeup looks good on me. So here is a little box I received from Sephora, and I'm gonna show you. I only bought 2 things. No, I only bought 4 things this time, but the 2 things I'm gonna use today right away to finish up my makeup, because I was looking for a new lipstick to use today for my date, and I was looking to new blush to use for my date tonight. So I'm going on a date Sunday night here in Central Florida. I had a good restful weekend. I've been having a lot of work at my place of work, and I've been stressing a lot, but this weekend I took my time to just sleep in, to just do nothing, to just relax. And last night we went out with my husband to eat somewhere, the place we really like. And tonight we're going again because it's a double date. We're gonna see my husband's partner and his wife, and we like to go out with them because they travel a lot and they're very fun people to be around. So I'm looking forward to this double date because we're gonna go to a sushi place, nice sushi place. We love sushi, we love fresh fish, we love everything sushi related. So we're going to that fun place, and I decided to dress up, to feel feminine, to feel young. Relatively, everything is relatively. I don't know, I have this little bud in my ear because I believe it has a little microphone, so I can tell me how you can hear me. Thank you for stopping by. I have 2 viewers. Okay, and without further ado, I'm gonna open. The first thing I'm gonna open is this little blush. It's Hourglass. It's called Ambient Hourglass Lightning Blush. A lightning blush, and I bought it a very small size because I saw it when I went to Sephora and tried all different blushes, but I like to buy a small size first, so if I don't really like it or I think I don't use it often, I don't spend too much. So this one is a smaller size, and it comes also in a bigger size. But again, if I buy smaller size, sorry, it fell. If I buy smaller size and I really like it, I can buy a bigger size later on. Okay, so here is the blush. And what was the color? I think the color name was Mood Exposure. Mood Exposure. Yes, I think I like it because it's not too dark. I'm gonna use this brush to apply it, and I'm gonna, again, I already put my makeup, I put contouring, I put some highlighter, and to finish up my makeup look, I need to use the blush and I need to use the lipstick. Today I only have about an hour before I have to leave, so I'll probably stay with you for about 15 minutes. Because I'm excited about my date. So I'm gonna put this blush, and after I finish up my blush, we're gonna talk about something. I wanted to talk about career, about work, about which jobs as a kid shaped me up, and which jobs I had back when I was living in Eastern Europe, and what jobs I had here in the United States. And today I wanted to talk up about careers, about job opportunities, about work in general, and how different work experiences shape you up as a person. I think it's very important. We always teach my girls that hard work, the life is all about hard work, whether it's like hard work in school, or it's hard work at home, or it's just hard work at the place of employment. We always believe in hard work, that the hard work gets you somewhere in life. So if you work hard, you can be sure it's gonna pay off, and you're gonna be all good. Okay, look at that blush. I almost can't see it because it's so subtle. It's not very concentrated. Okay, I start to see it a little bit. Maybe I need to use another brush. Oh, what? Do you see it? Do you start seeing it? Hourglass. It's really, really pretty. Okay, so to start talking about hard work, no, I wanted to show you unpacking first, and I started with the blush. Okay, so what do you think? I think I like it. I don't see as much it, but I can apply a little more. but I think it's very nice. It's very glowy. It makes me feel good. And I thought it has a little gold tint to it, so I like gold. I think that's a really good blush, and it's not too much, and it's very thin. Like if you apply it to, it's very thin. It's not very powdery, but I like it. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna show you, and again, it's Hourglass, and this live stream is not sponsored by any products, so just the products I like to buy. Okay, Mood Exposure. Okay, next thing I'm gonna open to finish up my makeup is this beautiful NARS lipstick. I had that lipstick before. It's called Afterglow Balm. So it's not your regular lipstick. It's more like a moisturizing lipstick. It's very nice. And my previous color was called something like Orgasm or something. I don't have here with me. But this new color I bought, it's a little darker. It's for the evening. But I also can wear it during the day because it doesn't show that much. It's not too dark. Okay, the color is called Dolce Vita. Oh, why not? Dolce Vita. So I like NARS. Again, I opened it. Here is so pretty. Wow, look at that. Yeah, so pretty. And when you apply it, it feels so good on your lips. It's called Dolce Vita. Okay. Very good. It's called Afterglow Balm. Very good. I like it. I like those colors. Most of my lipstick are the same colors because I don't wear too bright colors. I don't wear too red. I like pinks. I like plum. I like nude, something like that. So that's my color shade. I think I like it. It looks good. It's a shade darker than from what I had below. So another two little items I got are this sponges. This one is called Peach Blossom. I wanted to try it. It was on sale. I love all kinds of little sponges to apply foundation, and those are cute, and they're from Sephora, and they're supposed to smell. They are fragrance sponges, so they're supposed to smell as peach. So let's open them and see. They come in a little box. It's almost like a little two peaches inside of this box. So let's open it and see. Okay, let's open and see how they look. Okay. Sorry, a little tape on the box, so makes a little nice. Look how pretty they are. Oh, they're almost like the color of the peach. Look, and they're so soft. They have a little pointy top. They do smell like peach. I like how they smell. So this side is probably for blending. And this side to blend around the eyes, probably like to get in the little creases and corners. Smells good. Again, they were on sale, so I decided to try and see. And I think they're different texture too. This one is more porous, and this one is more like rubbery. Yeah, they're different texture. This one is more fuzzy, like a fuzzy peach, and this one is more smooth. It's more like a nectarine. Beautiful. Fuzzy, feels good in your face, and This one, love those. Okay, and I also got this little, what they called, also from Sephora. It's called Total Coverage Blending Sponge Set. Those are flat. I saw some girls doing makeup on YouTube using those flat ones. I think they're flat ones, something like sponges you can find inside the compact powder. But I decided to buy them because I only had like round ones and I wanted to try the flat ones too. So let's see how they look. Yeah, they were on sale too, so I'm excited to buy stuff on sale and save some dollars and also gain some points. Look, 2 of the drop shape, petal shape, and 2 round ones. Oh, they're super soft. Nice. I think I'm gonna use them a lot to blend my makeup in. Okay, can you see me well? Can you hear me well? Okay, that's my purchases from Sephora this week. And I wanted to show you 2 very good creams. I'm using products from Elemis. These products are made in the United Kingdom. I really like using them. So this is Plumping Pillow Facial Peptide 4. So peptides are the amino acids that are good for your skin, and when your skin is aging, it loses its elasticity. So this Plumping Pillow Facial, when you apply it at night, it's a mask. Overnight, it keeps hydrating you. I really like it. It's more like a gel. It's more like a cooling gel to your face. So at night, you apply it and you sleep with it. Oh my gosh, it smells really good too. It's like very subtle smell, not too perfumey, not too much. And I also bought a day cream for this Peptide 4 Adaptive Day Cream. What I like about this cream, sometimes when I forget to put mask at night, I need put moisturizer before I apply my makeup, and this Adaptive Day Cream Peptide 4 from Elemis, it can be used as your makeup base. It can be used as your, how you call it, makeup primer. So it's a cream. It has like velvety smooth texture. It doesn't smell much, it smells a little bit, but I like it because you can use it as a primer for your foundation. So you have the moisturizer and the primer in this cream. So if you like me, you don't like too many products, you stick to the products you like. That's pretty much what I use for my face, to keep my face hydrated and age gracefully. Okay, so I showed you the products, and today when I thought what I'm gonna talk about for my live stream, I thought to myself that I want to talk about work and how work shaped me up as a person. And I'm gonna talk about different work experiences, I'm sorry, a little fly here. Okay, I'm gonna talk about different experiences I had as a kid working, because my parents really believed that, you know, they taught me from the early age that working hard, being responsible gets you somewhere in life. So working hard at school, working hard at home, working hard for anything you do in life, you have to work hard, you have to put 100% effort, you have to be responsible. So I thought to myself, what was the age I started to work? And definitely it was in high school when I needed money over the summer. I started to teach little kids English language. And I remember I also did it, I think, first year of college. I would go to a daycare place where the kids were like up to 7 year olds before they started the real school, and I would ask to be an English teacher. And I had a group of two groups of 10 kids, and I would teach like basic English language to them. I would bring a book, I would bring different toys, I would bring different pictures, just to learn basic language in English. Mother, father, sister, brother, like family, animals, just basic words to say my name, to say 1, 2, 3, to count. So everybody back in like mid-90s wanted their kids to start learning a foreign language, because everybody knew the country we lived in started to be more exposed to Western countries, and people understood that the language, the English language in particular, will, you know, benefit their kids if they want to go to school and study a foreign language. Of course, everybody wanted to pick English because, you know, again, the big Soviet country was dissolved, and each little country got independence, and Moldova got its independence in 1991 when I was 15 years old. So besides regular language, Russian or Moldovan, the families spoke in our country, people started to be more and more interested in English. So I was teaching English to the little kids, and that was, I think, in high school, that was my first official job that brought me like real money. And back in the day, I can't tell you how much I made, because, you know, money was so different, but I probably, like in a month, if you think about it, I probably made $30 a month. And for me, as a freshie in college, I think that was a big money. $30 was relatively big money back in the day, in early 90s, I would say 94, 95. But before that, I wanted to talk about how, as a kids, how our parents made us work. For example, at the end of the school year, maybe in 6th or 7th grade, they would invite us to go, the school would invite the kids to go and help in the grape yards. So Moldova is very famous for grapes, for growing grapes, for its wine, for wine production. And grapes is a big part of agriculture in the Republic of Moldova. So when we were kids, we were invited to go help in the big fields of grapes, like big grape fields, grape yards. So what they made us do, they pretty much teach us basic gardening skills. You had to use an instrument, a hoe, I believe it's called hoe, and you have to aerate the soil with this instrument. So we were about 13, 14 years old, as I remember, and we had to show up at the place. It was a suburb of the city we lived in, and we got there by the public transportation. So my parents encouraged me to go and make some money, because we were told we're going to be paid for this job. And again, I was about 13 years old, and, you know, rain or shine, my parents encouraged me to go. And not many kids from my class went, but, you know, because it was kind of like end of middle school. Yeah, I think it was the end of middle school, that there were some people from my class and some people from parallel classes, so from my school. So it was fun to go, because we still had, you know, we worked, but we still get to hang out together. And it was interesting because, you know, some kids would say, why would they go? We don't need money. It's like summer vacation, summer break. Why would we work hard? We just want to chill and rest. But my parents always told me, no, you have to go and, you know, work, because they believe that physical activity, physical work keep me away from like uh, you know, bad company, or keep me away from bad habits, or just my parents believe that working, uh, it's gonna, you know, like they would think that being lazy it's a big sin, and they didn't want me to be lazy, just lay around. And in mid 90s, of course, we had books to read and we have TV, but we probably didn't have much fun on TV. But people started to have video cassettes in probably in mid 90s. But when I was uh, but when I was in middle school, it was probably late 80s. And in the 80s, we didn't have much fun during the summer. We only had board games to play, or we played outside with friends. We built forts outside. We just ran around, coming up with random, you know, team games. We played, you know, ball. So instead of doing nothing, they encouraged me to go make some money, and that's why I went to work for the grape fields. And I remember that even during the rain time, they were finding things for us to do. I think to sort something inside. I don't remember what we were sorting. We were sorting like some kind of instruments or cleaning up the spaces. But during the daytime, when it was sunny, it wasn't raining, we were tying up the grape branches. You know, we were tying them up to like to keep them up from the ground, I guess. And we were using that instrument to aerate the soil around the plants. So we would go and have a long row, maybe like quarter of a mile big row, and we would go and we will do something with this instrument, like to kind of like ruffle up the soil to make the air gets in the soil, because plants needed like the aerated, more, you know, more loose soil. So that was I remember that after that they were supposed to pay us in at the end of the summer. And when we went back to school in September, I kept asking the music teacher who was in charge of this group of kids who went to work on the grape fields. I keep asking him, where our money, when we gonna get paid? And he would tell me, oh, I need to call, I need to check about that. And then he would start to tell me that the paperwork was lost or something. And I kept asking him. And one time I told my parents that we're not getting paid, and my parents couldn't really do much about it because we were just kids. There were no any documents the parents signed. There were no like any, you know, like here for any activity at school, we have to sign, as a parents, we have to sign off a paper, you know, that we allow to our kid to go do a field trip, or we allow our kid to bring anything, a device to school or something. Everything about paperwork here. But back in the day, they tell you your kid's gonna work in the grape fields, and nobody signed any papers. Nobody know if we're gonna get paid, how much we're gonna get paid. And I, as a kid, you know, I wanted to get some money for my work, because I've been devoted and went to the grape fields probably for 2 weeks every day, rain or shine, maybe like two or 3 weeks, or maybe even a month. So I was expected to get paid something. So that was very discouraging to know that the adults who were in charge of this project, bringing the kids to help in the grape fields, that the adults didn't care much. And when I told to my parents that the music teacher wouldn't tell me information, wouldn't tell me when we're gonna get paid, my parents just told me that he's pretending to be a dummy or something. And one day I was I was probably 13, and I went and I told the music teacher that he's just, you know, he's just a fool, you know, he doesn't want to get the money for the kids to pay. And that was a big, huge scandal, because back in the day, the kid had no business to talk to an adult like that. And I was in a big, big trouble for telling the music teacher he was a fool, because he was fooling around, and he didn't tell me if we're really gonna get paid. So that was very interesting. That was I got in trouble, but when I talked to my parents, I told them, you told me he was a fool. And they told me, well, we said it in a context, but we didn't send it, we didn't say it as a message, and we certainly didn't encourage you to go and tell him he was a fool. But anyways, it was a funny situation, and I remember that to the day, that how I got in trouble. But my friends, they didn't kind of support me. They were like, you know, laughing on the side, because they said nobody would call a teacher fool. But I was I was so desperate to get paid from this hard work on the grape fields, that, you know, I didn't have patience. And again, this music teacher wasn't very nice, because at the end of the day, we never got paid. And he just didn't want to take time to, you know, to verify when the kid's gonna get paid. So that was pretty much, we were pretty much, they deceived us. So they, you know, betrayed us in a way. So next year, if somebody, you know, would invite us again to work in the fields, nobody would go, because we knew it's kind of like they scammed us, you know, they never paid poor kids. So I was discouraged. But then my parents told, a lot of places work like that. They use different organizations, and instead of saying like, you just volunteer, you know. But back in the day, they don't tell you you volunteer. They kind of like they kind of promised you to pay, but they never paid. So anyways, probably if they asked to volunteer, they wouldn't get a lot of kids to be motivated to go and volunteer. So then besides that, my aunt had like back in the day, because Moldova was very agricultural country, people wanted to make some money over the summer. They would rent a field, you know, and they would help to grow the crops, and they would help to harvest the crops. And for that, the people would get paid. I don't know how much, and I don't know how did it like work, but my aunt was always very business oriented, and she always wanted to make extra money for her family, so she would rent those fields. I remember we had to work on the field with onions, and we had to work on the field with tomatoes. So for the onions, we had to thin the rows of the like green onions growing, and then at the end of the season, we had to take out the onions and sort them, put like big ones in one pile, smaller ones in another pile. And for the tomatoes, we had to harvest tomatoes, but you can imagine fields like acres, probably like, I don't know, maybe 10 acres, something like that. So it's like huge fields we had to work on along with our parents. And we couldn't say no, because back in the day, parents would buy you clothes, parents would buy you food, and if it's a family business, you have to oblige. So as a kids, like they would use our labor. It's just, you help your parents, you help your relatives, you help your family. So I remember me and my cousins and my sister, we would hate to go in the fields, because of course in the fields you have nothing. You just have to work hard, and you're dirty, you're wearing dirty clothes, you don't have a bathroom to go to, you just go in the woods for the bathroom breaks, and you bring food from home, and you're like dirty and sweaty, and you know, it wasn't, I didn't like it. But then my mom told me, oh, you're gonna be happy because we're gonna get paid for that as a family, and also we were allowed to get all these tomatoes some of the tomatoes for the preserves. You know, my mom would say, oh, in winter you will remember these tomatoes because they're going to be preserved as tomato juice, as tomato paste, or my mom would put like marinate tomatoes or salted tomatoes. So, and the same with the onions. After you're done with the field, they would let you use part of the harvest for your own use, and when you use part of the harvest for your own use, you could sell it on the local farmers market, and this way people made money because of selling tomatoes, of selling onions, and that's how families. What?
When do you go to dinner?
Not yet. 6:30. So that's where my jobs, like that's where my hard work, where I exposed to the hard field work with my parents, agricultural work, gardening per se with my parents. Another job I started to have later on, that was in middle school. So in high school, I told you I taught English, and the first year of college I also taught some English, but I sometimes I would have, can I see you in a jacket? Melissa, which jacket? Hi, Melissa. I don't know what you mean by the jacket. Okay, so then while being a student, or a jacket. It's very hot here. It's very hot here in Florida. I don't want to wear a jacket today. I'm sorry. It's very hot for the jacket. It's not the jacket weather at all. So I'm talking about my jobs, about my career. How the working hard shaped me up as a person. And when I was a student in 1995, I met this beautiful family. Who lived in Moldova, but they were from Ireland. And I met this beautiful family, and someone helped me to get a job in this family as a nanny. And I was in 95, I think in 96, not 95, 96. So that was my first big job as a nanny. In 96, I started to work as a nanny. I think I was already second year in college. Yeah, probably second year in college. So I started to work as a nanny. And you should understand, back where we are from, like in late 90s, life was really rough. You know, people don't get good jobs, people don't get paid. The economy was kind of poor, so a lot of firms and a lot of places of work take advantage of people. Like, they wouldn't pay salaries. Like, people would work 2-3 months without being paid, and just, you know, people were generally like didn't have good lives, didn't have good money. So my mom and dad by that time were retired, and their retirement social security pension, or whatever you want to call it, it was like very small. They didn't make good money. My father, he traveled to some other places to get like jobs to make money, like seasonally sometimes. But as a student, to get clothes, to buy good food, to go out with friends, I needed to make my own money. So I started to work as a nanny in 96, and I'm telling you, the nannying experience shaped me up in a great way, that I think, like, by the time I got my own kids, I was a professional. I was a professional nanny with like very good experience how to handle kids. I knew about everything kids related, from baby age to like, I don't know, to like 6, 7, 8 and stuff like that. So in 94, I met this 96, yeah, I keep saying 94. So when I was a 20-year-old, In 96, I met this family and they lived in Moldova, but they were from Ireland. So they were working on a project and they needed help with the kids and with the house. Like I would clean the house, I would babysit, I would take kids, I would take a kid outside for walks. And anyways, they paid me in US dollars, and US dollars back then was like huge. Like having US dollars was a big deal because the exchange rate was nice. So when I started to work as a nanny, you're gonna laugh now because I worked as a nanny, and my monthly pay was $100 a month, and this was huge money from being a teacher for little kids, teaching them English as my freshman year, like making $30 a month. I went up to making $100 a month. And it was a big deal because I was so happy. I didn't need to spend all the time paying bills. I helped my mom to buy food because, you know, sometimes if she wanted to cook something nice for me, I would ask what she can cook and she would tell me to buy like food. So I would buy groceries, but I didn't need to pay bills. I didn't need to pay rent. I still lived with my parents, so my parents took care of the bills, and I only spent some money to go out with friends, and I only spent some money if I wanted to buy myself clothes or whatever, makeup or whatever beauty products or whatever a girl needed at being 20. But the rest of the money, I was always good in saving. So out of $100, I probably spent maybe 20 every month, and I stashed away another 80. So working for about a year in this family, I was able to save almost like $800 working for a year. Because as I say, I only spent so much, and I always was good in savings, because savings in US dollars was always safe bet, you know. So, and it's interesting, back in the day we didn't have a bank, and we were so afraid that somebody gets into your apartment and you get robbed. So I had to find a safe place in my house where I put my money, so nobody can come to my house and steal my money. So I made $100 being a nanny. It was like huge big money. And I probably worked with this family a long time, up until 98 or 90. I probably worked with them 3 years or 4 years. And at the end, when they had more kids to babysit, like first they had 1 child, and then over the 4 or 5 years they had 3 children. And at the end, with the 3 children, of course, they paid me a little more. They paid me $150. So I was just like, through the college, I was like pretty much covered, because half of the day I went to school, I went to college, and half of the day I worked for the family during the work week. And I was so happy because it gave me some, you know, it gave me some purpose of making my own money and not depending on my parents so much. And again, when you live with your parents, you don't necessarily pay bills. So if you live with your parents, that's the time to work hard and save some money. If you want to buy, like nowadays, kids can save and buy a car, or like kids can save and buy their, like maybe rent their own place later. But it's important to know that in the beginning, if you're a student and you still live with your parents, be smart about money. So you work hard, you make money. And again, I was in my 20s. I didn't need, back in the day, we didn't need super expensive stuff to be happy. Whatever everybody had, we bought stuff on the market, stuff from Turkey, stuff from China, like some clothes and some makeup and some, I don't know, jewelry, whatever. So I was always good in saving money rather than spending it all. It just was my thing to stash away just in case I want something later that I need money for. So when I graduated from college, that starts an interesting adult life. And I didn't like it because I graduated college in 99. And I graduated college with the weird degree, which was called Human Resource Management. Back in 99 in Moldova, people had no clue what is human resource management, and nobody would hire me to be a human resource manager right out of the school. It's funny because it was a good college, and down the road it helped me to get my degree evaluated, and all the credit hours, all the courses I took in the college really paid off later, and in the United States, because when this was an accredited school, it was one of the good best colleges in Moldova. Academy of the Economic Studies of Moldova. It's still a very good school, and it's one of the colleges that had more international kind of like way of teaching students. So even we didn't have good resources, we didn't have good books, we still had books that were translated from the market economy, because the country went from the communism system to the market economy within like 90s were really rough. The economy was like really poor, like corrupted and stuff like that. People didn't look good, but by the end of the 90s it started to get a little bit better. But again, when I graduated from college, I had no place to work, and I don't even know if I think about it now, I don't even know if I would pick something like, if I would pick the major to be human resource management, because back in the day I had no clue what it was. It was just, it sounded like really cool that you get to hire people, to train people. I kind of thought to myself that I'm gonna be like this big administrator or somebody who sits in the HR and who just tells people what to do. Well, when I started to, but again, being at school, you learn a lot of new things. Like we had the microeconomics, and we had macroeconomics, and it gave me a good solid knowledge about how economy works, and supply and demand, and basic accounting, about finances. It's still, I love the college, even it was like the resources were scarce and poor back in the day, but it's still, I love to be a part of, a student at the, and I did very good. Like we had a couple of conferences where I had to read my research paper or something, and then at the end of the course, like we had to study 5 years. So I've been a student for 5 years, like in a row. And it's not like you go to class or you take online class. There was no online class. You had to be at school every day. The program was like, you have to be at school every day for like straight 5 or 6 hours. And so 5 years in a row, you don't fool around. You have to get your degree in 5 years, so your bachelor's degree. So it paid off, because when I came back to the United States, I could transfer a lot of courses to the local college, and I could get my AA degree here as based on some of the courses I didn't need to take, because I already took them back in my college in Eastern Europe. So I was happy about it. So after I graduated, I didn't have a job. Oh, it's also 6. Oh, okay. It's been 48 minutes I've been talking. Okay. After I graduated, I didn't have a decent job, so I didn't work first year. I still continued to work as a nanny, and I was just traveling. I went to Ireland to visit my friends in 2000. So the first year was kind of rough after graduating college. Just had random jobs like translating, being a nanny, and just being, trying to look for a real job in the office or something like that. The first year was really rough. But then later on, when I came, like in 2000, at the end of the 2000, I found a job in the firm, in the office, and they hired me to be like a secretary and be a translator, because that was like a private firm that was trying to set up the car rental in the Republic of Moldova, and they were researching the opportunities to work with big companies like Hertz. So I had to I had to translate a lot of paperwork, and because I knew English and I kind of like worked with Irish people, my English was good enough. So I was hired to do a lot of like everyday translations of how the business work, how to operate the Hertz business, the rental cars. And I was like translating these big agreements between like the rent, like for rentals and stuff like that. It was kind of boring job, but it was a job. I got paid, and I met some friends there, and we would go out sometimes. And it's I think it was good. um, it was a good job in a way that I had to be adult, I had to show up every day at work, and I have to deal with real people, with real bosses. When you work as a nanny in the family, you just become a part of that family. So they feed you, they treat you nice, and I still, like, after all this 25 years, I still keep more than 25, 20, I still keep in touch with my Irish family. And they come visit me here twice. They came to visit me with all the kids and stuff. But again, having the job after graduating college, having the like secretary translator job, it kind of like gave me the basis of how the life is going to be in the real work environment. Okay, I think it's time for me to go on my date. Yeah, I didn't realize it's already 6:40. So thank you for being with me. I'm glad I could open my makeup products and finish up my makeup look, and told you about some jobs in my 20s. So maybe the next time, if I do live stream, I'll talk more about jobs I had after I graduated college, and I'll talk more about how did I get here, and I'll talk more about my recent jobs. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for following my channel. Thank you for watching my videos, watch my shorts, and thank you for supporting my channel, and thank you for supporting my hobby, because again, I love to talk, I love to express myself, I love to be around people, I love to meet new people, I'm very social, and YouTube is my outlet. It's just something I do to pass the time, to get positive energy, to express myself, to talk and be happy and just be myself. So thank you for being with me. Like and subscribe, and stay with me, stay tuned. Until the next time, I'll talk to you more about my career and how different jobs shape me up as a person. Thank you, love you all. Kate B, have a good rest of your weekend, have a good evening, and God bless everyone. Hopefully next week is going to be good and productive for everybody. Stay healthy. Take good care of yourself and your family and your loved ones. Thank you, Kate B. Bye-bye.